What's crackin', Eggheads? This is Ashleigh, founder of the indie educational video game studio Electric Egghead, and I am on the fourth month of Thomas Brush's started game studio in 12-month challenge. You'll see the hashtag 12 months game studio link right there, and the Discord to the uh, really vibrant Discord community. So I am learning C++ for the fourth month, which is to learn code. And so I'm going to just get started and do this. It's going to be kind of like a live coding kind of thing. So I'm not really going to be doing any editing. I'm just going to like upload it. So, all right. Awesome. Thanks for watching. Wait. I'm using Mike Dane from Giraffe Academy's YouTube tutorial where I'm learning the basics and up to more advanced levels. I may be posting longer because I plan to do more than 2 hours every day to really just build the skills faster. Okay. Hi. Okay, let me just check to make sure that's good. Okay. Wouldn't want to do this and it's not actually recording. Where was I? Here. Okay. So I'm using Visual Studio 2015. I need to update to 2019, but I haven't yet. Okay, so all right. Let's see. And I'm watching the tutorial on my phone. All right. I use the using declarations.h header file to store my standard to store their standard thing, so I don't have to keep typing it out. I just define the cout and then assign that to replace standard cout. Okay. So right now, creating Boolean variables which store true or false true or false things. So now we're making if statements to see if the user is a male or not a male. Oops. There we go. I usually end mine with the end if or end while, or I usually even do end let me see, like in the function so I can keep track, but I don't think this is like best practice. I just do it because it's easier for me to keep track. Alright, so if you set it to false, it's not going to output it, print it. See? One thing that I do when I'm coding is like I used to get, okay, I still do sometimes, but I used to get C out and C in confused. Does it get like the less than or greater than? But what I think of it is that C out will give you less. You know, if you output something, then you'll have less of it. And if you input something, you'll have more or greater. That's how I remember it a bit better now. So C out gives me less, so I use less than signs, and then C in gives me more, and so it, or or greater. That's a good way for me to keep track of which ones go in which direction. Okay. Cool. And then Visual Studio has this cool thing where you can like open this preview thing on the side, and you can go through all your code, just hover over it and move it down, and you can just left click and you can go to different parts of your code. And when you have a bug or an error, there will be a red like rectangle here. So let me just show you real quick. It's really cool. I'm just going to get rid of this semicolon and take the error. And removing that one semicolon gave me 3 errors. I have one here, and one here. Wait, what? Undefined. Maybe those are... Yeah. So I can go back here and put that semicolon back in, and that'll get rid of all those error messages. Alright, cool. Oops. It's and is tall. So this double ampersand, these the 2 and signs, is saying if the person or if the user is male and if they are tall, then print out you are a tall male. But if you're not a male and you're not tall, print out you are not male or tall. This is the and operator. Oops. Okay, so with this double and, they both have to be true for the first one to execute. But if one of them is false, like if either if they are a male but they're not tall, or if they're not a male, but they are tall, then the else will still execute. So in this, like right here, this else is going to execute because they are male, but they're not tall. So we're actually just going to get the second statement. I'm just going to F5 and good. Okay. And you are not male or not tall. Okay. So cool. All right, so this one, these two vertical lines, is the OR operator, and only one of the conditions has to be true. Oops, my bad. So, because the person is male, this first statement will execute, even though the male is not tall. So we're going to see you are a tall male, even though that's not right anymore, but you may be a tall male. Okay, so then we debug it, and then it will show you may be a tall male. So, well, I guess that's not the best statement either. You may be tall or male. There we go. There, that's better. All right. Okay, so, but if both of them are false, then it's not going to execute because neither of them is true. So it's going to go to else, I believe. Let's see. Yes, you're not male or not tall. Okay, well, yeah, of course it does. Neither is true. All right, so, and yeah, so that's the OR, where one of them has to be true, and then the double ampersand or and signs means both of them have to be true. Okay. All right, we'll put this back to and. Now it's getting a little bit harder. False, false. Okay. So now we're gonna check if they're a short male. So then we can use after our if, we can do else if. Oops, I put the wrong thing. Hold up. Parentheses, and then this thing. Okay. I usually actually just do, it's not exactly right, but I usually do like end if at the bottom of all of this. Even though technically it would go up here, but oh well. So is male and is tall. But we also want to check to see if they're not tall. So we want to put an exclamation mark before a condition. Yeah. So this one, when you put this exclamation mark, it actually is gonna do the opposite of whatever the bool is set to. So right now the bool of is tall is set to false. So this means else if you are male and you are tall. So because right now is tall is set to false. So it's gonna actually set to true. Now this one is a tall female. But I'm thinking you are a short tall. You are a short tall. You are a short male. You are a short male. Okay. See this one, I was confused. I thought because it was false, it would go that it actually means the man is not tall. So I thought this one actually meant the man is tall because we did the opposite of it being false. But in the tutorial, he says that this means that the man is short, but it's already set to false. So the man is already not tall. And the opposite of that would mean that he is tall. Maybe he's going to set it to true and then do the opposite. Not true. Anyway. Yeah, okay, so that makes more sense. So we're going to set them both to true. Noun, this will say, this is the opposite of true, so it goes false. Oh no, this one, let me change this real quick. You are a tall male, okay? And then you are a short male, and then you are tall but not male. And let's see, you are not male and not tall. Okay. Alright. So now when we run it, when is male and is tall is true, we should get you are a tall male. Awesome. Let's see. Okay. Yep. Now this other code is running is right here. Which this is just stuff that I've done previously. Let me just put it a little bit lower using this new line thing. That way you can see this one clearer. Alright, so if we set false to male, is male to false, well, oops, I put false. False, we'll get, let's see. So you are not a male and you are tall. Right here. You are tall but not male. Way to go. So if statements are really cool because they give us a great place to just like do different options and get, make different decisions based on what the player or, the player puts in or the user. You are tall but not male. Way to go. All right. Cool. So it locked on me. There we go. This one will give us, you are a short male. We set them both to false. And then we'll get you are not a male and you are not tall. Yep. No, I don't want to take a web demographic survey. Out of my face. Okay, so we do have the basics of the if statements. So it's a if parenthesis, and then within the parenthesis is a condition where you say if this is true or that is true, or if this is true and that is true, or if this is true and that is not true, or whatever way you want to make the condition. You can do that, and then just do within these brackets. You want to just put what do you want to happen when when the condition is true. So we have these four different things and all these things. So I'm gonna just grab this whole thing and put it in my actual program that I already have, that I'm already writing. Okay, I'm gonna push Control X to cut it. Now cut it is gonna remove it from the screen, but it also copies it to the clipboard. So I'm gonna go to the bottom of my program, and I'm gonna add, let me actually go back up to the top. I'm gonna add in another function, which I worked on functions yesterday, which returns a bool. I think you can do that in a function. Bool, character, um, true or false. Hobbies. That'll work. Okay. Oops, sorry. Parentheses and there. So this is going to be a function about my main character Tom Scott's hobbies. So I'm gonna just put that there, and then in my main function I'm going to scroll down in main, and I'm gonna call this one is just me trying to make sure the program stops so I can see the output. So this isn't an important part of the program. Anyway, so let me just put that at the bottom, and then I'm gonna call that character hobbies function. And this is cool because you see right here this little little box or whatever, this blue box. That means it's a variable in Visual Studio. But then this one, you see it's a little purple cube, it's a function. So I'm gonna call this character hobbies function like this within the main. So all calling it does is just says, oh, I want you to execute the code. And then underneath my main, I have the lucky nums function, which has an array in it. And then I also have the boss cube function where my character's boss wants her age cubed. And so now I'm going to create this next, this function that I just declared at the top and then called in the function. Now I'm going to actually define it. Which, what did I say? I said bool character hobbies. And then I personally like to put end character hobbies. Character hobbies. I guess I could just do it like that. Yeah. Though, I mean, don't quote me on this. I've never seen people do code like this. I do it like this, so. I'm pretty sure as I get better, I probably won't do this, but I don't know. I like how it just makes everything so I know that I'm at the end of it. Alright, anyway, so let me just paste that code right here. Okay, so I'm gonna have two bools as well. Likes, writing, likes, hate, likes. No, it's not what I'm gonna do, sorry. I'm gonna create a bool. No, let me just undo that with Control Z. Likes writing, likes painting. I'm gonna just put like 3 or whatever, that's fine. Copy and likes drinking games. Alright, I'm gonna set all these to true. No. I'm gonna actually set these to nothing, and then I'm just gonna take in the answer. Alright, so cout. And then what I do is I do if I want to print a statement, I will do in Visual Studio. I'll press the quotations twice. That'll make it once, and then when you press it again, it goes to the end, and I put the semicolon because semicolons are usually missed, so I don't want to miss it. So okay, does character name like writing? Oh wait, right. Okay, oh right. The character name isn't in this function, right? I'm just gonna let me change that. I would need to send it the character name from the other function, because the character name is defined in my main function. It's not in this bool function. Let me see. Character hobbies, lucky numbers, okay. Bool. Okay, I believe I can send it. I can send it the character name, maybe a pointer or something. No, I don't know how to do that yet. Let's make this more simple. So let's go to my big red error and fix this. So I'm just gonna put does he like writing? Okay, there we go. And erase this, space, and then I want to take in cn, which is greater, so you get more of something. Take in likes writing. See yes or no. Okay. Does he like writing? Take in likes writing. Okay. And then I'm gonna just do that same thing. That way the user can tell me whether he likes it or not. What did I say? Writing, painting, and then drinking games. Okay, yes or no. Alright, so take in painting, drinking games. Okay. Drinking games. Drinking games. Alright, so then I want to do my if statements. Okay, so actually I'm gonna need some validation. Okay, that's what my if. Okay. And right. Character copies. Okay, so kiss where was I? Does it like writing? Yes or no? Taking likes writing. Okay. This is a bool. Does he like painting? Likes painting? Does he like drinking games? Okay. So is male. Let me just remove one of these and keep it a bit more simple. A bit more simple. A bit simpler. Painting, okay. Alright, let's just do these ones. So if well, let me slow down a bit. I need to actually set this one. So if first, before I do that, if likes writing is equal to yes. So if the user puts that he does like writing, or likes writing is equal to a capital yes, capital Y, then when that's not bad. When you have a character, you have to put just one, just a apostrophe. These quotation marks are for like strings and stuff. So, alright. So if he likes writing, yes, lowercase yes, or uppercase yes, then I'm going to set the likes writing to true. I know there's a way to do dot to make it uppercase or lowercase. I think it's dot lower or dot upper, but I don't exactly know how to do that. I'm just gonna put these two different things to take care of the lowercase y and the uppercase y. All right, so now in these it says character y because I put the apostrophes right here. Anyway, so I'm gonna set I'm gonna set likes writing to true. One thing about it, a quick thing. Now, when you see these double equal signs, that's like is equal to the yes character. But when it says equal, just one of them, you are assigning likes writing to true. But this one is equal to. Likes writing is equal to whatever the user puts in. Versus likes writing is assigned to true. Alright, so that takes care of the true, if the user puts in true. And then I just need to do the else if, just do that, okay. And let me just grab this. There we go. And then you have else, which is if the person puts in something super random, like forget both of these stupid habits, then it'll also take care of this. So I'm just going to put to do data validation. I'm going to finish this one next time. Now, quick thing, this comment thing to do shows up in the task list, which is cool. Error list, I've got 4 errors and 0 warnings. That's because it's all messed up right here. Alright, output. Let's just go back to where I was and finish this right here. Does he like writing? Yes or no? Yes, take in greater than he likes writing. Yep. If it's yes, set it to true. If it's no, set it to false. And else, set it to true. Else, C out less than enter yes. Sorry, yes or no. Okay. But then I would see right here, this is going to need to loop back up here to ask them again. Oops, sorry, ask them again. I'm not that great with loops. Let's just keep it simple. Don't be fancy. Enter yes or no. Okay. Let's see. This else expected a semicolon. It doesn't need a semicolon. It needs a condition. Else, if it's neither of these things. Oh, the else doesn't have this. Okay, my bad. There we go. I was like, God, I feel like the else doesn't even have conditions. It doesn't. All right. So if has conditions, else if has conditions, and else does not have conditions. All right. So it's just else. It's if it's not yes, yes. I mean y or n, then output then print don't be fancy, enter yes or no. Okay. So there we go. I was like, I'm confused. All right. Let's see. So this one is pretty good. I mean, well, of course, what actually is supposed to happen is don't be fancy, enter yes or no, and then it loops back up to does he like writing, yes or no, and it asks the user again. And then it takes it in again, and then it checks these parts again. So, alright. I need to do the same thing for likes drinking games. Okay. At least do a bit of that data validation. Which is where, you know, you check for when they put in random stuff like he sucks or something. Does he like drinking games? Likes drinking games. Now there's some way to change all of these things at once. I believe you double click it and push shift or something. Oh no, not shift. Control. That's not gonna work. I don't exactly know how to do it. I'll figure it out. Anyway. Oops. Okay. Does he like drinking games? Yes or no? If he does, set it to true. If he doesn't, set it to false. Else, oh my god, that's funny. Let's see. Okay, so now that I've taken it in and done that, noun, okay, so noun, this will, I'm just gonna get rid of this part. because I did it earlier and used the bools. Alright, so I'm just wondering about the character's hobbies. Alright, actually all I did was get whether or not he liked it or not. Does he like drinking games? Yes. Does he like writing games? Yes or no? Does he writing games? Does he like writing? Yes or no? Does he like drinking games? Yes or no? But there's another question that I want to ask. Games. Alright, and I did something. I changed it. Get rid of this. Okay. Then I want to also ask, I want to say, if, now I have to do this other part. Okay. If likes writing, alright, here it is, yeah. If likes writing is equal to true and likes drinking games is equal to false, then out, put out expression must be a modifiable L value equal to true. Be a modifiable L value. What does that mean? Error list. Something's clearly not right. Let's be a modifiable L value. What does that mean? Let's see what that means. Wait a minute, let me just put this in here. Pause. Let me just make this real quick code. And then I will go look that up. Today is the 21st. Oops, 20. No! 1.20 numlock. 21.20. Placeholder. Placeholder. Preview. I'm just kidding. Just a placeholder. I'm gonna just come back and put my code into today's section. Alright, and commit new file just to get that ready. Alright, so let me look up that. Google. Hello again. Dinner recipes? Ooh, no, kidding. Oh yeah. Right. So let me just go to the error list and right click and push copy. And then go to Google and put it in. No, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to copy all of this. What do we have at the front? So, how do we do all that? Modifiable L values. Let's see. Non-modifiable L values. Oh, Stack Overflow. Let me go there first. It's my home when things are not working. 4 answers. 2015, pretty old. Let's see. Following code. Modifiable L value. Well, value on that if line, which is, oh, here it is. Okay, wait. And blah blah blah. Check mark. Here we go. The assignment operator has lower precedence than and, so your condition is equivalent to if match is equal to 0 and k is equal to m, but the left-hand side of this is an r value, namely the Boolean resulting from the evaluation of sub-expression match is equal to 0 and k, so you cannot assign to it. By contrast, comparison has higher precedence, so match is equal to 0 and k is equal to m is equivalent to if match is equal to 0 and k is equal to m. Comparison equal to 0 and k is equal to m. Okay, wait, so this person had match is equal to 0. Okay, so they assigned they assigned m to k, and then they set match to 0. Okay, so I did something wrong. But I assigned both of them to equal. I assigned them true, and I assigned this one false. Let's see. Expression must be a modifiable L value. Okay, L value, so a value on the left side of the operator. Alright, how do I fix it? Quick actions and refactorings. Breakpoints. No. I know this isn't going to work. Let me just save, Control S, and start debugging. I'm going to get an error message, of course. Your stuff does not work. Go fix it. There are build errors. Would you like to continue and run the last successful build? No. No. Do not run because it's broken. Let's fix it. Okay, let's see. What do I do here? What if I do this? And then I assume, let me just erase this altogether, because it's not gonna know. Okay, I don't actually know what's gonna happen here. What's going to happen? I don't know. Okay, let's just do that. I just kind of want to see what is gonna happen because oh wait a minute, that's right. It depends. I think it depends on the earlier stuff. So if he says yes, yeah, all right, then likes writing goes to true. And then, okay, I'm not sure. Let me see. Build. Let's just see what's gonna happen. Oh no, an error message is gonna happen. That's what I figured. I don't know. Error list. Ooh, whoa. Line 153. And cool thing, you can double left click these and go right to that line, which is pretty cool. So of course mine is all kinds of broken. I have 1 error and 4 warnings. And you always want to fix warnings. Don't ignore them. You know, preventative whatever for your program. You know, with your car or your house insurance or whatever. Make sure you fix them. Treat them like errors. I've read that advice. How would you return a value? Oh, right. This returns a bool. Yeah, I know it's broken. I knew it was broken. Unsafe operation. No value of type bool promoted to type character can equal the given constant. I know. Equal the given constant. I think this means I set it equal to a character, but then I assigned it to true. Because it can't be, at least I don't think it can be. It can't be a character and then a bool. Because that would be mixing. It's a bool. Huh. Because yes is not a bool. True or false is a bool. Y, these Y's, whatever, are characters. Alright, anyway, it's time for me to go to work. Don't you just love my music, phone, work music, phone, my phone, music, work music? That's not right. The music on my phone, time to go to work. Okay, anyway, I will be back later. Bye. Well, okay, later. See you later. I'll figure this out.